Anyway, my name is Colleen Light. Let me reintroduce myself. I come to you live from Southwest Washington. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and you'll find everything about me at my website, which is cardsbycoco.com. Anyway, I hope whoever was on will join me again. So sorry about that. The dog went a little crazy, and well, that's that. If you are watching, please leave a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. If you like this stamp set, I'm going to try and straighten this out a little bit. We'll see. We'll see how I do here. Sometimes I just get a little backwards. Anyway, so I hope you all had a good day yesterday. Oh, good, Tammy. It was you. Anyway, yep, here we go again. Anyway, I love a simple card and I love stamping. So this card is mostly stamping. Let me show you the inside. I don't adhere the inside of my cards until after I sign them, but it's mostly stamping. This is one of our retiring in colors. This is Pale Papaya. It's one of my favorites. I absolutely love it. This is a retiring stamp set. You know, Stampin' Up! We're getting ready for our big catalog launch. That'll start in May, the first week in May. Anyway, Celebrate Sunflowers is in our annual catalog. It is retiring. I'm so disappointed. It has been one of my favorites, but it has been around for a while. And you'll find that on page 35. This stamp set has the most gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous dies, which we're not using today because I'm going to be using this set all week long, and I'm going to show you some other designs. But look at these. These are fabulous. These are also retiring. Look at this. Look at this sunflower one, though. I have to show you. Look at, and then so many different things. The leaves, it's just beautiful. You even have this little button one for the inside of sorry, it's a magnet, for the inside there. Just absolutely love this set. It has been one of my go-tos for pretty much every occasion. If you've followed me for any length of time, you know I love craft shows and farmers markets. So I am sad to see this one going. Anyway, we're not working with Pale Papaya today because I'm going to swap it up and try it with Polished Pink, which is another retiring color. But if you've been following Stampin' Up, you know for every boo-hoo I have about a retiring color, I'm equally as enthusiastic about the new colors coming out. So can't wait to share all of those products with you. Let's go ahead here and start with our card base. We're going to start out with some stamping. So this is our card base. It's standard. 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I don't know if I'm going to get to the blog post this evening or not. It's almost time for my husband to come home. So I'll be making dinner here pretty soon. But I will have it blogged for sure tomorrow. But I will put the measurements under this video when it's completed, when I upload it. So that'll be good. So here we go. How easy peasy is that, right? Then we have some other fun things. Another piece of Polished Pink. This is fun. And then a piece of basic white, 2 3/8 by 3 3/4, because this piece is going to sit here. And then of course we need our inside panel, and this one is at I think it's 4 inches by 5 1/4, but let me double check myself. It is 4 inches by 5 1/4. Yep. So I'm a little off of my game. I caught that head cold that's going around, so I haven't done videos in like 2 weeks. I was supposed to go on vacation and couldn't even do that. So anyway, enough about that. Let's go ahead and get started with our stamping. I'm going to get out one of my bigger blocks here. Let me see. I had it setting out. Here it is. This is a big stamp, so I'm going to be using block E. This one's kind of dirty. I've been using it all day. Anyway, Stampin' Up! Has the size you want. It's on the side here, and we sell them either in a set or individually. This one here is an E block, just so you know. Let me grab my stamp set here. So I hope you all are doing well. I feel like taking 2 weeks off. I've been a little out of the loop. Hi, Jan. I've been a little out of the loop here, so I'm happy if you can join me, and really, really happy to be back working in my craft room. I didn't even realize how much I missed it until I came back into it today. And I was just like, oh. So we're going to do some stamping off. I love a monochromatic card. So for me, this is just fun. You can see I'm making my own background. Okay, so the important thing is when you make your own background is to make sure you turn your stamp a little bit because you don't want it to look very uniform. You want to rotate your stamps just a little bit and fit them in. And of course, you know, I always have my background paper there. And when I'm working with a larger stamp like this, I like to apply my ink to the stamp. Okay, I'm going to center that one, which will be fine because you're going to see how I'm going to layer this card. Okay, so have you all seen the inside of the new catalog? Have you gotten yours in the mail yet? I have not. I am just anxiously awaiting my hard copy, but I have been poring over it online. I have not placed my order yet, and the reason why is because I can't really decide what I want. I love it all. I want it all. And I can't afford it all. So I have to wait a little bit. So making your own background is not a very lengthy process. Look at that. How pretty is that? I don't know if you can really see how nice, even though it's a little monochromatic, I don't know if you can really see how lovely that looks. So I am not going to worry about washing this stamp off yet because we are going to be using this piece here and this piece for the inside of our card. In fact, let's just go ahead and do the inside of our card. And I am going to use, because I'm going to flip this around real quick. I want this part on the outside of my card. So I'm going to use this upper part down here at the base. Let me just refresh this ink a little bit. And we'll do this. I love a card with lots of stampings. Sometimes I really focus on those die cuts and trying to really dress up the card with die cuts and whatnot. And I have to tell you that I love, love, love a card with lots of stamping. So this one is fun. So you can already see we've got our theme here. Now, I don't really know if there are polished pink sunflowers. I'm going to go with no, but I just thought it was fun. So that's what I decided to do. All right. We're going to do the outside of this little piece here, this white. Let's do all of our stamping first. And I'm going to bring this down so it's kind of full coverage, but looks maybe a little bit like it's on an angle. Oh, and that didn't stamp very well. Well, you know, there's two sides to every piece of paper, so we're going to flip it around, and I'm just going to press a little harder this time. There we go. All right, so just tap, tap, tap. You don't really have to smush into that ink. All right, let me give this a little bit better of a press this time. Much, much, much better. Okay, now I'm done with this one. You could, if you had an envelope out, which I did not bring out with me, you could actually put a sunflower, and I would recommend it, on the outside of your card. You know, I don't like how, we're going to cut this one again. I'm just not crazy about how that's stamped. I kind of wanted it a little bit more on an angle. So let me grab my paper trimmer. It's right next to me, and we're just going to go ahead and cut it again because it's super easy to do. So we want this basic white at 2 3/8 by 3 3/4. So let me just go ahead here, and I'm going to cut this at 2 3/8. So let's just scooch this right over there to the 2 3/8 mark. That is the line right before your 1/2 inch. Well, it's 2 lines over. And then I'm going to want this, I believe I said 3 3/4. All right. Let's go ahead and do this. Ta-da, very easy. Let me just line it up with this one. Yep, it's right. You'll see the difference. I'll show you the difference when I stamp it and the look I'm going for. Sorry for the little delay there. You know, it's always so easy when we're not on the camera, right? It's so much easier. Okay, I want this just a little bit more up there in the corner, I think. There we go. I think that's going to make me happier. Let's see. Yep, it is. So this is the difference between the two. This one looks kind of like an eyeball, maybe. I don't know. But this one, to me, I just liked it a little bit more at an angle. So that's what I wanted. So I'm happy I redid that. Let me move this out of the way. Let me get our sentiment out. And I'm going to use congratulations on reaching a whole new level of wonderful. And the reason I am using that one is I thought this one would be great for team recognition. We're coming on graduation time. We all have people we know that are graduating from some sort of high school or, you know, here, let me use a little bit of a bigger block. High school, any of the colleges, anything, you know, job promotions. So I thought this was just a really fun card and so pretty to use for people who just deserve some congratulations. So anyway, I'm going really monochromatic. I'm gonna go all polished pink. But I love the color pink. So I would say if you are not a pink person, okay, we're just gonna roll with this. I can't believe I left the S off of that, but it's fine. It'll be fine. You really can't see. I have a polished pink marker, so I am just going to fill that little bit in. Okay, let's go ahead and we are going to use some twine and put that around this one. I'm not going to have you continue to sit here while I just restamp things. So anyway, I rely heavily on my Stamparatus, but if you haven't heard, Stampin' Up! Is discontinuing that Stamparatus, which has me very, very, very sad. I don't really know the exact reason. I think it had something to do with manufacturing. I'm not exactly sure, so I don't want to misspeak. I'm going to use the white twine. And so I don't want to misspeak and give wrong information. All I know is that I'm really sad, and I have relied heavily on my Stamparatus. But if you can't order one, I won't be using one for demonstrations. So I'm going to have to up my stamping game a little bit. Make sure that I get some full coverage there. Okay, I want to just do a little bit of twine here. I use some seal on the back because I need to hold my twine in place. I am a little bit all thumbs. Oh yeah, that'll be perfect. Let's give that a sniff. Tammy's saying there are bright pink sunflowers. Well, that's good news. Okay, so let's go ahead. Oh, let me move that part out. Anyway, let's go ahead and tie this in a knot. Let me see here. I may use my tweezers to kind of hold this twine in place. There we go. That'll be better for me, a little bit easier. Let's go ahead and tie this. So yeah, it's amazing how rusty you get even after taking a couple weeks off with your videos. Oh, isn't that pretty? It's kind of a longer bow, but oh, doesn't that look so pretty like that? I think it does. And I am going to just give this a snip and this one. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to adhere this. Then we're going to do a little bit of coloring on some rhinestones, and we are going to do one die cut. That's all there is to this card, one die cut, and it's an easy peasy one. And I'll show you how we make the frame for this layer. Okay. So tell me, do you like to use all the colors? Are you an all the colors kind of person? Or do you like kind of monochromatic? Do you like things matchy-matchy? I have to say I go back and forth on things all the time. Sometimes, and I tend to be in a very monochromatic state now. I've been really using, in fact, I might have to up my color palette game because I have really been using the very similar colors for a while now. This is my polished pink Stampin' Blend. I'm out of my in colors, and I don't have any polished pink rhinestones left, or gems. So I'm actually going to color on these rhinestone basic gems. I'm going to give those a second to dry while we do our one die cut, which is so easy. I'm going to bring in my little mini. And let me grab my plate. So I'm using plate 1 and both 2s. And I had my scrap of basic white here. Let me see. Y'all know me. I moved it someplace. So let me grab another one. It's right behind me. And this is one of our scalloped contours dies. I think that'll work. It looks like it's going to work. Let's see. Well, it looks maybe a little small. Hang on a second. This one will work better. Let me just trim off a little bit of the end. All right, so my video on Thursday, this is going to be the rusty one after being out of practice for a little bit. So my Facebook Live video on Thursday will be better. I hope, at least. Let's stick with this one. All right, I'm just going to put this through ever so carefully. Ever so carefully. And see if it goes through. Everyone, keep your fingers crossed. I hope so. Oh, it looks like it might have moved. Let's see here. Fingers crossed. Let's see. Oh, nope, it moved. Let me get the big one. There we go. And I'll just get a larger piece of paper. Sorry about that. I've had this kind of a scratchy throat, so I don't have the microphone on because I didn't want you to have to hear how scratchy my throat was. So when I turn my back, normally I keep talking when I go to reach for things, but I'm not doing that this time because you wouldn't hear me. Okay, so just that easy. Scallop contour dies, my favorite. Let's go ahead and put this here. Like, this is going to be another one of our fabulous layers. So really happy about that. I love layers. I love stamping. So just the one die cut, not very exciting. I think I'm going to do a fancier card for my Facebook Live. And then of course I'll have the bonus card on Saturday that I always blog, or have been blogging. Really have not, in all fairness, haven't done much in the last 2 weeks, to be honest. So I thought to myself, who catches a cold during a big catalog launch? That didn't seem very fair. Anyway, let's go ahead and glue this piece down here. You can really see how easily this card comes together, right? Just easy peasy. So if you like to make a bunch of cards, if you are a person that likes to really just kick out a bunch of cards all at once, and you'd like to do a lot of stamping, this might be the card for you. It's an easy layout, easy to replicate, and I think it's just pretty in its simplicity. It's not real fancy, no big fancy folds. I think it's just very pretty in its simplicity. You'll have to let me know what you think. And then I am going to put these gems just around like this to give this a little bit more wow there. So I also want to know if you like the polished pink, the big pop of color, or if you like the more muted Pale Papaya. I'm going to put them right next. So again, I don't adhere the inside of my cards, this panel, until I write on them. And this is why, because I will have the most gorgeous card, honestly, just beautiful. And I will spell a word wrong, or I'll leave letters out. I don't know. You know, you get in a hurry when you're leaving for a party or something, or sending something off. So I have just learned that it's easier for me to restamp the inside than it is for me to, pretty much remake an entire card. So what do you think? Polished pink, Pale Papaya. Celebrate Sunflowers is the stamp set of the week that I am using, and the sunflower dies. So please, if you don't follow me on Facebook, it's Colleen Light, and then I think it's an _ Cards by Coco. Follow me over on Facebook, and so you'll be alerted to my Facebook Lives, which are every Thursday morning at 9 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time, because I'll be doing another fun design but I think I'm going to try and have that card either be at least partially with these gorgeous dies or mostly die cuts, because I like to show both. Retiring. So be sure that you get this. If you're a demonstrator, order from yourself and, you know, just enjoy. This is one of my favorites. Have a great day. Thanks so much for joining.